Okay. Well, Tiffoney Hannah, my fiance.
Rockford Gardens, my fiance.
Right. You want to go first? Or yeah, go.
Well, I don't remember the exact date. You remember?
It's some years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. But how though? It was a fascinating encounter. It was at
At Charter Teachers College, I
Right.
remember they had a chapel day there, and my friend from St. Mary, our friend, mutual friends, but we didn't know each other. She invited both of us, and I was there at the chapel day,
right.
sitting about 2 rows before you.
Yeah, in
seats
fact,
before you.
yeah, one row just ahead
It
of me.
was one, yeah.
Yeah.
And because he was sitting close to the exit, every time somebody would come inside, I would turn around to look. So every time I turned to look, I saw this young man, and he was just, we always make eye contact. So I was kind of annoyed. So at some point I realized I had some expression, and I didn't want to really look around, because every encounter, it was some eye contact.
Like, who is this little short brown guy dressed all in blue, right? Yes.
Yes, it was a blue suit, I remember distinctly.
Exactly. Dominant blue.
Yeah, and I never really liked it, and I was like, this blue suit, yo.
This stalker. Who is he?
So eventually the meeting ended, and I realized he was talking to my friend. So I said, oh, no, Simone. So after the end of it and we were socializing, I went up to Simone and we got introduced, and he was very persistent in getting my contact number. So I said no, I insisted that I wasn't going to give him his contact number. So he tried another strategy. At that time I was living at the nurse's residence, so he was like, are you sure you're okay to go home? I said no, I'm spending the evening with Simone. So you sure you don't want to go? I said no. He persisted and he persisted, and you know, he asked for my number, and I said, all right, ask Simone for the number, and he left. And from there, I remember Simone calling me the night, late hours, and said, Keithy, now stop calling for the number, you know. Can I give him your number? I said, Simone, no. But Simone said, he's a friend. And I said, all right, give him. And for that entire night, we spoke until about 5 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, we did that first night. Maybe a couple nights after. But yes, it got intensified, and basically that was where the seed not only was sown, right, but it germinated and blossoms keep blooming. See?
Well, speak for yourself.
Yeah,
it was a love at first sight for me. It evolved.
Yes, that's why I said.
We got to be friends, and then, you know, eventually evolved into something beautiful.
Yeah.
And now we're here celebrating how many years of friendship?
A little over
3.
Yeah, a little over 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Well, very interesting question. But it's when I saw the smile, but frankly speaking, when I get to know the kind of person she was, I may probably can't identify a date per se, but as soon as um, I felt satisfied that yes, I found the kind of intrinsic values, you know, what I'm looking for in terms of a lifelong partner. And with constant prayer, I confirm within myself that yes, this is the selection of all choice, yes.
For me, I always wanted, I always have this typical type of guy that I need, right?
Sure.
No, the total opposite of you, Keithy. Tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, you're
Oh, yeah,
handsome. But only one thing. Alright, so for me, it was that. But when I got to know Keithy, I realized that this concept that we grew up with as teenagers, that we want a tall, dark, and handsome guy, is not really, for everybody. When I met him, it was like getting to know him. He was a Christ-like guy. He pulled me closer to God, and I really loved that with him. He would always call and talk about God, pray. We'll pray together and stuff like that. And he's so caring. That's the thing I love about him most. He'll never come to my house without finding out what I need first. He'll always call to ensure that I'm home safely. He would not allow me to take a taxi, all of these things. I just love that. Yeah, and he was real driven, intellectually, spiritually. He's always involved in these social activities. I really like that about Keithy. And he was also family orientated. I get to know all his family before we even decide that we're dating. So eventually we like clicked together. So it was like set already. Everything was, the foundation was laid because we got to know each other, family, friends, before we eventually decided to be.
Okay, on the record. Alright, what happened, you see, we realized that we means, Tiffoney and myself, that lifetime commitment, right, which we see marriage has been, which is ordained by God. It's not something that is a fly by night, pitch by day. So we're believing in constant planning and strategic planning as well. So what we did was to look at, basically evaluated ourselves, where we're at and where we intend to go. We have set some goals in life, and as soon as those goals were being materialized, gradually we shift in terms of the goalposts as to where we are and where we want to be. So in terms of her scholastics, she had some stuff to get out the way, and she did. And in terms of my scholastics, I had some stuff to get out the way, and I did. And it was round about the completion of my terminal degree that I decided, yes, shortly thereafter, I'm going to give her a pleasant surprise. And indeed it was. Wasn't it me?
Yes, it was.
it was a pleasant surprise. So basically, that is how things went. Pretty much planned. Oh, it was. I remembered vividly in my mind. It was a scheme between myself and some very close friends of mine. We had this. Pastor Dennis, right? Pastor Dennis. We had his birthday, and it was not September 11th, but September 22nd of 2012. And it was his birthday, and we decided to have a great birthday treat for him, unknowing to Tiffoney that we used her as the bait to catch Pastor Dennis, because it was a surprise for Pastor Dennis. And we flip-flop it, where we use Pastor Dennis to be Tiffoney's bait. So what Pastor Dennis did was to get Tiffoney to come to the location in which we had planned the party. The party was supposed to be for Pastor Dennis. Yes, the party was indeed for Tiffoney, a surprise one. So it was a duplex thing, but it was great. Pastor Dennis' birthday first, And then it all turned out to be a grand celebration in the end for everyone for our engagement, September 22nd.
The 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is on you. That's noble.
That's it. What's gone, Keith?
Give it to Keithy.
No, give him, take them and carry it. Just right here.
Thank you.
Yeah, right there. Come right here. To the work.
Tiffoney, Henry, Anna. It's a pleasure to ask you this question. Very nervous. But I must do what I'm supposed to do. Will you, on this 22nd day of September in the year of our Lord 2012, marry me, Ranford Gordon? Will you?
I will.
I have a gift here for you, and I want you to share it with everybody. It's from my heart to yours.
All right. Words of a gentleman. Of course.
And it was held at my home, yes, Portmore.
And the funny part of it, the night when we were preparing for the birthday party, I was saying, why you all get pink balloons? I don't want no pink balloons. So I was deliberately bursting all the pink balloons. I said, no pink balloon for Pastor.
Oh, yes.
And they were insisting on the pink balloons. And I said,
Right.
I didn't know I was setting up myself. I escorted Pastor, was trying to delay Pastor, and Pastor was trying to delay me. So every time I see Pastor running over there and saying, oh, I have a meeting with somebody over there, I'm coming. And then I see Pastor on his phone, and then I'll go on my phone and say, you're ready because Pastor is so busy. I'm saying, and then the both of us was like hiding from each other until eventually they say, all right, I'm ready. And then it's like, eventually Pastor is coming to me too. I say, yes, he is ready. And I said, perfect timing, Pastor.
Alright, so you see, in the scheme of things, I hope I'm forgiven for all that.
Long enough for all my teary eyes and all.
Oh,
And the beautiful part about it, it invited almost all of my family that were close and could make it. So I really loved that. That aspect was good.
yes.
The most valuable lesson I learned is that no individual is the same. We all have our unique characteristics, and sometimes, they might clash, sometimes they might, we might bond initially at first sight, but when we get to know each other, we're not totally, but some of our characteristics are different. What we have to do is to learn to work with each other, compromise, and, meet each other halfway. So that is what, kept us so long, and we're moving forward with that.
Alright, in terms of synchronizing, I really embrace and endorse that because symbiotic relationship is not easy to come along. But what we use to cement that relationship, our bonding agent is God. Everything we put God first. There are many times we go do some activities, and yes, we tend to leave out God, but eventually we grew and we matured in our building relationship with Christ. And then secondly, we put value in friendship, and we have some trusted friends who created that energy around us and that motivation for us to move on to the next level, which is engagement, and then into a permanent relationship, which is marriage. So I want to encourage every young person and everybody who are here tonight to put God first, put your friends, and especially your family, include them in your planning and include them in your relationship building, and your relationship will be a success not just for here on earth but for eternity.
For eternity. As life goes on, I pray I never take you for granted.